Welcome back. Chief Minister of Manipur, Biren Singh, took a step towards restoring some sort of dialogue in the state by stating that he will personally invite all 10 Kuki MLAs to attend the upcoming assembly session and added that he is ready to cooperate with them. So the Chief Minister said, I will personally extend the invitation as well as through the assembly. They should join us and we are ready to cooperate. Singh's remark comes ahead of the 6th session of the Manipur Legislative Assembly scheduled from July 31st to August 6th. The 10 Kuki MLAs, including the 2 ministers, did not attend the last sessions. Biren Singh also condemned all acts of violence in the state and said efforts must be made to prevent them. He pointed out that normalcy and peace is returning to Manipur.
It is a sign of returning normalcy. It is a sign of returning normalcy. Many people has gone back to their earlier residence, and resettlement has started, and it is a sign of returning normalcy and peace in the state. So we have to encourage it. I am requesting to the people of the country, people of the state, not to play petty politics, to exaggerate, to escalate the conflict. Instead, please pray and please speak for restoration of the peace in the state.
Biren Singh also said that the peace has gradually returned to the state and we must collectively strive to maintain it. All our demands, including the identification of illegal immigrants and the implementation of the NRC, should strictly adhere to constitutional legal framework. We must denounce acts of violence and work actively to prevent them, he said. Biren Singh also addressed the allegations of the Congress which accused the centre of ignoring Manipur in the budget. He asked the Congress not to do petty politics over Manipur. He said that the centre has allocated enough funds for the state, both for the displaced people and the food and the cyclone victims.
I would like to appeal to the opposition, the India groups, led by the Congress. Please don't play petty politics. Even in the budgetary discussion, for non-mentioning of Manipur, they are trying to make an issues. What is the use of mentioning all the state? Yesterday, Madam Sitaramanji has already clarified. The state of Manipur is getting enough funding from the center since the beginning of the evening, as well as for the cyclone, for the hailstorm also, we got enough money, and we have already distributed CGI costing of 43 crores only for the hailstorm, and for the flooding also, just we have distributed 10,000 each to the East family. From where this money comes, all the money is providing from the center, and there is no question of mentioning that this kind of petty politics will not do it.
Congress had alleged that Manipur was ignored in the budget and also accused the BJP government of being partial to Northeast and allocating funds. Manipur CM also slammed the TMC over raising the Manipur issue in the parliament. He warned TMC MP Abhishek Banerjee to focus on violence in West Bengal rather than instigate the conflict in Manipur. TMC's Abhishek Banerjee had raised the Manipur issue in the parliament on Wednesday. Let's listen into Abhishek Banerjee first.
Sir, Manipur is burning over the last almost 1.5 years. More than 200 killings, 70,000 displacements, 1,000 homes wrecked. So no mention of the word Manipur in the union budget.
He raised issues in the parliament saying that the Manipur issues is burning 1 year, is doing nothing. What he knows? What he knows about Manipur? Why he is not caring about his Bengal? What is happening in Bengal since the last 10 years? Women were killing on the road. People are beating on the road and the killings, raping. What they are doing? What is happening in Bengal and why he is raising the issues of the Manipur? We are doing Manipur 24/7. Honorable Prime Minister is looking after. Honorable Union Home Minister is looking after. And the peace is restoring. Instead of supporting to restore peace in the state, why they are trying to instigate? So my earnest appeal to the Abhishek Honorable MP, you concerned about your state. I think you are a TMC MP. First, you concerned about your state, Bengal. Stop the humiliations on the road to the women, the killings of women, raping of women, and the torturing of the civilians. No law, I can say proudly, no law in the Bengal. We have seen, the world have seen. But in spite of trying to solve in your own state, why you are mocking to other states?
Biren Singh will attend the Niti Aayog meeting in Delhi and said that he will meet the Prime Minister and apprise him of the situation in Manipur. He added that he will attend the Chief Minister's conclave and raise concerns of the state.
Prime Minister Modi ji know everything, even though today I will meet personally and I will take his blessing. I give just my visit in Delhi is especially for the Niti Aayog, and it will be shared by the Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji. And after that, we are also going to have Chief Minister conclave along with the Honorable PM, and we'll interact different issues. I will take the privilege, I will take the advantage of addressing about the prevailing situation of the state, and I will request to have a immediate solution of the present crisis. I am very optimistic, and I hope something will come positive.
I'm joined by Group Captain B. Nandakumar Sharma. I'll also be joined by Dr. Thumbing, Assistant Professor, National Law University. Brijesh is with me in the studio. Let me straight away go to Mr. Sharma. Now, there are three things which the Chief Minister has spoken, but the first and the foremost is that he's saying that he's going to personally invite the Kuki MLAs. Do you think it's time that the MLAs from the hill areas should take this olive branch, attend the session, constructive suggestions, and do something about the state?
Kartikeya, I welcome the statement by Chief Minister N. Biren Singh. Yes, earlier also the assembly session was held. However, the Kuki 10 MLAs, they did not attend. It's very unfortunate. They are elected by the people of their community to address their problems in the assembly. And if you do not discuss the problems and issues in the assembly, then you cannot bring a political solution. So they must come and discuss in the assembly. And it's a very good initiative that the CM of Manipur has personally taken this initiative and has told in media that he will personally interact with them and request them to come. And of course, it is, in my opinion, it's a duty of the speaker to call. However, it's a good step from the ruling party side. And the Kuki MLAs must come and they should take this initiative, and they must be hearing from their community's pressure what our community will say. But at the same time, the community must understand that whatever demands they have, they must put through their MLAs, elected members. They, even if say, I do not support for separate administration, even if they want a separate administration, it should be discussed in the assembly, and the house, this opinion should be taken. The Manipur do not belong only to one community. We have different communities like Nagas, Kukis, Meiteis, and among the Meiteis we have Pangals, Brahmins, Hindus, Sanamis, all this. So all the opinion of all the people in the valley and in the Manipur should be considered, and a consensus must come. And if majority doesn't want, the Nagas are also not wanting the separation of state. So it should have a healthy discussion in the assembly. Then only we should take a decision, and it can be recommended, or either Kuki community must understand respecting the overall majority's opinion in the assembly, and they must further go ahead with their demand. So this is a welcome statement by N. Biren Singh to the Kuki community, Kartikeya.
Okay, Dr. Thumbing, do you think now the Kuki MLA should come to Imphal?
Kuki MLAs who are representatives of the larger interests of the Kuki communities. This is a question of maybe safety and security of themselves as well. One part is, can they be physically be there? Would that be feasible? And another is, have we taken proper stock of the situation in Imphal that they can safely come and then maybe have a discussion? Another thing is, if physical presence is not possible, then are there options to be explored? Let's say maybe some kind of an online meeting options, or maybe a neutral place where maybe under the chairmanship of a neutral person, can it be discussed? Maybe at this
Mr.
juncture,
Tombing,
maybe
if the government gives the guarantee of security, I don't think that should be an issue.
That is a very idealistic connotation, because the situation, we have not been really able to map it as yet, sir. We have not been properly able to map it, how safe people are, what are the emotions of people. In fact, last time also, Rahul Gandhi's visit, there was some concern of security continuing, and he being the opposition leader, there's still gap. Then, if the emotions are still very strong, and the ambience of maybe a very peaceful talk, if it's not possible yet, that physical presence could be a dynamic which could be further measured and then seen into it from a very realistic point of view.
Okay, Brijesh, to you, and then I'm going to Mr. Nabasham.
Well, I think, it's a very welcome development that, that the Chief Minister has extended an invite to all the 10 Kuki MLAs. Embarrassing for the party given the fact that 7 out of 10 are BJP MLAs. And, but I think,
Oh, really?
Yeah, 7 out of 10 Kuki MLAs are from the BJP, and that became very embarrassing for them when they landed in Delhi to seek an audience with the BJP chief. I think there's too much pressure from their constituency to not partake in the assembly session, and there is a legit fear of security as far as them arriving in Imphal and all, and to attend the assembly session. I think, but again, I would say that if the chief minister is extending an invitation, I hope that security measures would be adequate to ensure that there is no untoward incidents and all. But I think all in all, it's a welcome initiative, welcome reach out, I would say, from the chief minister to the Kuki MLAs.
But Brijesh, if the Kuki MLAs don't go there and the 7 of them out of 10 are from the BJP, then how do you expect any sort of process of peaceful conversation to start? I'm not even saying peace process, a process of peaceful. If the lawmakers aren't convinced, then who are you going to convince?
Kartikeya, the fact is that if you remember, one of the advisors to the chief minister during the early phase of violence in May, he was beaten nearly an inch to his death. And he was so severely beaten that he was in a state of coma for a long time. He was a Kuki, and he was advisor to the chief minister of the state, and were close to Mr. Biren Singh. See, the fact of the matter is that tempers and tensions have been running so high that no right mind would try to take or would undertake any journey or would initiate any kind of unilateral conversation which might land him and his family or his constituency in jeopardy. That was a legit fear which was doing the round at that point of time. It's easy for us to say that the process and reconciliation can and should start immediately, but I think it'll take some time. It takes two to tango, and I agree that there should be a start of the political process, because without which irrespective of the efforts you put in, there are forces which are now are bigger than the MLAs who are there on the ground. The extra.
Mr. H. Nabasham, Chairman World Maiti Council, joins me over the phone. Thank you so much, sir, for joining me. I think it's a good outreach by the Chief Minister. He's inviting everyone so that this session can be meaningful.
Yeah, it's quite meaningful. But then the Chief Minister must be frank. He must be. He shouldn't say anything sort of a appeasement policy. Mr. Biren should tell them. Mr. Biren should tell them then why they should want to fracture Manipur. I mean, get a piece out of Manipur. It has been almost 14 months, and now the climate is cooled down. I mean, cooled down in the sense it was not like in the earlier where where the sentiments are so high, but now that is not there. They also must know that Manipur must leave. You cannot challenge Manipur, the integrity of Manipur, and everybody knows that.
Why did you use the word appeasement, sir?
I am saying it because they must understand their own limits. They cannot ask for a part of Manipur. They cannot say union territory. They cannot say separate administration. That is why the Chief Minister must tell them on their faces itself that don't do such things. Now, gone is gone. Past is past. Now it's time to reconciliate. But one thing is, you must also understand that what had happened. What had happened was the Chief Minister had taken some policies against poppy plantation, against deforestation, against encroachment of forests of Manipur, that has in fact brought a huge change in the environment of Manipur. And these things are known to all these MLAs who now says we want a separate administration from Manipur. No, this is not going to be happening. And the Chief Minister must tell them on their face, no appeasement, nothing sort of. It's ancient land. In a small area, it's ancient land. Meiteis are there, the indigenous Nagas are there, and these immigrants are there. But we are not saying you are immigrants, you don't have the right to live. We are only saying that you must understand your own position. You are welcome to live in Manipur. In fact, we have been living together for the last 2-3 centuries. And now, after 2-3 centuries, they said this is our ancestral land. We want a separate administration. No, nothing like that. This, the Chief Minister must tell them very frankly. One should be very frank, one should be very bold. Otherwise, there will be complications. And more than that, what I want to say is, first, stop this violence. And this violence is not started by Meiteis. I'm not repeating it again. It's not started by Meiteis. Every time this violence starts from the Kuki side, the immigrant side. This they must stop. Otherwise, how can there be a peace process?
Okay. Okay, you stay with me because today the conversation is about how can there be a functional session. Dr. Tombing says that security is an issue, but sir, these issues can be addressed. You can have central forces, dedicated measures, corridors can be created, housing protections can be done. I think all those things can be done, and someone needs to take a chance with democracy, sir. Someone needs to take a chance with democracy.
I agree with you. But if you see now also the views of the panelists, it is about maybe a pointing finger at a certain community with regard to how the ethnic violence has started and how it has escalated. Now, what if this is the emotion which is still running very deeply among the common people, right? And if at that level, also at the common man level, if the emotion are like that, and then the other person is trying to magnify his or her narrative of being the victim, and then the other issues, then maybe we have not breached any issue as yet. And therefore, this is at the level of maybe a common man's perspective. But another thing is that at the CM's level and also at the party level, what is what are their dynamics? What type of interpersonal communication they are sharing? So if it's very opaque at the CM's level, and then there is no such communication, then that means there's lots of gap with regard to the trust issue. And in such a scenario, of course, with no further escalation of violence, there is a purported connotation that there is a relative peace. But on the other hand, there has not been any closure at the community level of about the mayhem and then the issues and then all the atrocities that have been
Okay,
done.
Mr. Tomling, can I ask
so
you a
this
question?
gap, how do we
Mr.
address it?
Tomling, can I ask you a
Yeah.
question? Who
Yeah.
represents the Kuki community today? You know, I can point out 5 people from the other side that they can represent the Maiti community, and you know, the Kuki MLAs must come to Imphal for a conversation. Today, that's you know, that when we talk about the Kuki as a community, who represents them? The MLAs? Then they should come. Because if they don't talk, they forfeit the right because they are the elected people. I mean, say elected people should represent the Kuki community.
Apparently, from a constitutional approach to it, it is the elected representative.
Absolutely.
But after the mayhem, have the elected members being statesman-like in that context, and also have their idea of being the leader and being a statesman, being able to bring about a consolidated and concrete idea of how and where and in what context and in what potential they represent the larger Kuki interest. This is, I also found it a little bit gray for the very reason that there has, because of many factors, mushrooming of different pockets of powers. And this is same in the context of the larger Imphal Valley area as well, because we do have different pockets of powers. For example, Arambai Tengol would have an idea of what they want Manipur to be like. And at the CM's level, it is a constitutional duty to represent the entire community. So this gray areas, things have not come out in a very clear black and white answer to whose voice and then whose leadership would ensure that the concerns of both the communities are addressed in full and finality.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Sharma, who should take the initiative? I mean, so Biren Singh has taken the initiative. Who should take the initiative from the other side? But Biren Singh is also the chief minister of the entire state. You see, he is not just the leader of the Maiti community. He represents Manipur. But there has to be some sort of an initiative from the other side too.
Kartike, absolutely, you're right. Mr. Biren has taken a great initiative. I must appreciate it. And also the Kuki MLAs, the 7 BJP MLAs, they, in fact, many of them are minister in this government. So they must take an initiative, and whatever Mr. Tomling has said, though I may not agree with many of the things, but if their representative, elected members can discuss those issues in the assembly, and this will bring a transparency as well as will have a healthy discussion. And without representing in the assembly and just talking in media or just keeping quiet, it will not bring any solution. At the same time, if they do not want to represent, they must resign. And also, I must say, comment on the BJP leadership also. They must take serious actions if their MLAs and their party karyakartas are not behaving the way it should. They must have take action. We have seen the Nupur Sharma. She has been thrown out overnight. You know better than me. Why not over last 14 months, the BJP MLAs belonging to the Kuki community, they are not supporting, they are not taking part in all this democratic process. Why still they are having and they are drawing the salary? It must be taken a very serious action. And as I said once again, when you represent your community and discuss in the assembly, the process of democracy will be healthy and a solution can be bring. Otherwise, just by shouting and creating violence here and there will not bring solution. Kartike.
Okay, Mr. Nabasham, any thoughts? How can there be a meeting point? You know, let's not talk about what has happened. How can this session be successful?
Yes. This is what I want to just say. See, the point is, first stop this violence. This violence can be stopped from the other side. The Meiteis don't attack. See, let me tell you very frankly. See, Arambai Tengol or whatever, they don't go and they don't kill, they don't fight, they don't fire. The thing is, the Arambai Tengol, whatever Meitei, those Meitei people who are armed, like armed in the sense, who are defending the Meiteis, the innocent Meiteis, unarmed Meiteis, they are only reacting. See, it's
Mr. Nabasham, you know, you have diverted, but let me tell you, even to defend, job of defending Maitis lies with the state government. It is the job of the state government, police. It is not the job of Arambai Tengal to defend Maitis.
Like the government has failed. The government has failed. You must be. You can recollect on the May 3 itself. The government has totally failed. In fact, even the central paramilitary forces, Assam Rifles, they are mute spectators. Even today, they are mute spectators. If the Assam Rifles wanted to stop, they could have stopped it then and there only. See, it's a very simple thing. The black and white. Why should the government of India? Why should the Home Ministry should allow this violence to go on? See, look at this DG. The recently only in your program itself, the BSF DG, the retired, he said, what did he said? It's the central paramilitary forces who are allowing to continue this violence. Why? Anyway, now let me come to the point. Now, these Kuki MLAs, they can come. They are most welcome to sit in the assembly. Let them participate. Let them speak out their own minds. Who is stopping them? Who is stopping them?
Okay.
Let them. But violence must stop.
No, violence must stop. But Brijesh, there is also one more important thing, I think Biren Singh is getting to meet the Prime Minister.
Well, absolutely.
I'm sure if he says he's meeting the Prime Minister, last time he was not even there for the meeting.
He was not there for
the meeting. He's getting to meet the Prime Minister, That's the text, subtext. It cannot be missed. He's getting an audience.
I think it's going to be very interesting.
What has happened?
What he's going to brief Prime Minister or the Prime Minister is going to tell him, because I doubt if any other state has put the Prime Minister in a awkward position as much as, the BJP's performance in the state of Manipur. Manipur has now become the focal point of the entire opposition agenda. The rest of the country is on one side and Manipur is on the other side as far as the national narrative it goes. And this has clearly put the BJP on the back foot. So it'll be very interesting to see, what exactly, what all, N. Biren Singh briefs him and what all advice the Prime Minister has and gives it to Biren Singh, because it is going to be very, very complicated. Because, remember, Abhishek Banerjee on Manipur, most of the opposition members on Manipur. Rahul Gandhi has made Manipur the most dominant issue, as far as the national politics is concerned. So this is going to be a meeting which everybody has been looking forward to. It will be very interesting to see what goes inside that meeting.
Mr. Rabasham, Manipur is part of the 100-day agenda. There is one suggestion you would like to give?
I think if the Prime Minister wants to stop this violence, he doesn't need 100 days. He only needs 1 day. Let the Prime Minister say, stop this war. Give order to the paramilitary forces, Assam Rifles, the Indian Army, they can stop it. I can tell you, the Chin Kuki militants, these armed militants, they are under the Assam Rifles, under the Indian Army. They live side by side. That
Absolutely.
is the reason why we said.
I think if you ask me, I am actually looking forward to the fact that there is a session in which Kuki Nagas and Maiti MLAs can actually sit together. Mr. Tombing, yes, he did raise some very important points. Mr. Tombing is right that the people will definitely think about their security. I completely agree with you, sir. But I think there has to be some sort of a leap of faith in context of administration. I think these MLAs can also reach out to the Prime Minister. They can also reach out to the Home Minister, And if there is a proper session, if there is a proper session that takes place, I am 100% sure that it's going to send the right message, because, unless and until you have a session, how will you assure the community outside that the peace has returned? Because the lawmakers have to be the face of the peace. You cannot have civil society actors. Yesterday NSCNIM wrote, the day before yesterday, wrote a letter to Arambai Tengal. Arambai Tengal writes a letter back to NSCNIM.
They end up being the arbitrator of peace.
They are not the arbiters of peace. They don't represent Maitis. They don't represent Nagas. Naga is represented by Nagaland. And Manipur is represented by the people of Manipur, belonging to all the communities. So, my point is, yes, but what is most important thing is that Biren Singh is in Delhi and he is meeting all the top shots. And we will be following everything related to his detail, who is going to meet, when he is going to meet the Home Minister, what is he going to say in the meetings. But then there is also one more bite of Biren Singh. Let me play it out for you.
अरे कितना मिला हुआ है अभी हम लोग का मणिपुर का तो बजट में नाम लेना वो पीटी मैटर है, वो तो ऑपोजिशन का पीटी पॉलिटिक्स है। मणिपुर को जस्ट ये हेल स्टॉर्म का फ्लड का हम लोग को नॉट लेस देन 250 करोड़ पहले से मिल चुका है। और वह
इस खेल में खेला होगा हर नहले पे